wrong, right? I mean, from their perspective, from a game publisher's perspective, you'd rather there be more to do than less. But let's come back to that conversation. We've dropped into the game now. Let's take a quick look at lineups.
So I'm on the side of X, and we've got Montana, Yamato, Des Moines, triple Hindenburg, and 2 Gearing. So once again, Gearing very common.
Calavera taking a very interesting lineup here. We've gone Midway, which I think already is interesting. Double Montana, fairly standard. Double Des Moines, nothing shocking there. Henri, you don't normally see an Henri. That's definitely an interesting choice. Double Hindenburg, okay, but only 1 destroyer, a lone Gearing for Calavera.
Yeah, I don't like seeing that. That's going to really limit their chances to take caps and to get vision for their team.
Yeah, but it does give them a health advantage coming in here. They can afford to trade damage if they need to somewhere along the way.
Yeah, that is true. Although we're talking about, what, 18,000 hit points? 28,000?
Looks like 40, 46, 44,000. If you look up top.
No, it should be 28,000. 549 to 577?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm at 585 to 541 is what mine shows. Of course, we're about to die, so.
Okay. Well, then what that means is that there's probably some people that are running survivability expert that we don't know.
It is possible. Well, early deployments here. Calavera pushing very hard to the south. Like, not even looking at A, not even interested in A. Double Hindenburg headed down to C. The bulk of the fleet still to the east. Sorry, yeah, east of B as the Gearing looks like he's going to go work the bottom end of B. Probably ought to be spotted by planes.
Yeah, it's interesting. So we have a BC push from X. However, we have a Hindenburg that's heading north as well, acting as a gatekeeper, kind of like what we saw last season or last weekend. So that'll be exciting to see. Meanwhile, well, hey, guess what? I'm flooding.
Pretty good strafe there from Calavera's carrier. As he ties up, he blows away 1 Hakuryu squadron and chasing the other one down here on the south end of B. Early air war going to the Midway here on Islands of Ice. Calavera's Gearing has now looped back out of B as one of y'all's Gearings, is now into B clearly. There he is, spotted.
Yeah, smoking. He waited a little bit too long to smoke up there, and I have a feeling he's going to take some shots.
He's probably going to take some bombs.
No, he's smart. He's moving around as SeaRaptor goes down.
Finally. Took forever. I think I missed 1 of the torps. I didn't take all 8 torps. I only took 5 or 7 or something. Anyway.
Now, this is awesome. So the Gearing, Fuzzy Collie here, is able to use his anti-air because the torpedo bombers from the carrier is spotting them. Genius.
Well, those torpedo bombers look like they're going to be making a bit of a sacrifice. Calavera's Midway fighters coming in and chasing them off.
The thing is that by luring them in like this, now Fuzzy Collie can use his defensive fire and take out the fighters. I'm not sure he's using it, though.
Possibly. Let's see. I don't see. It doesn't look like his AA is doing much work there.
No, it doesn't. That's interesting.
Calavera is sending a tremendous amount of firepower to C. All of their firepower, basically, is headed to C. I can only assume their intention here is to just push directly through C and sweep up anything that's in their way.
Here's the thing, though, with C being capped, they're going to have to push an entrenched team. That's hard.
They are, very much so. It's going to be difficult because it's also going to be apparently obvious to X what's happening, and they'll be able to rotate forces down there. They've clearly figured out by now that there's nobody up north. They've capped C because nothing can stop them. As the lone Calavera Gearing now tries to get back into B, I presume now that the surviving destroyer there has now left the cap. Nope, he's still sitting in it.
Look at this. I mean, X just kept B, even though they're not getting points anymore. They're about to cap A, so they've got all 3 of the caps, and they have a significant advantage here in that they have to force the enemy team to push them.
The air war continues over B in earnest as both teams vie for control. Nobody really getting anywhere.
So Fuzz just beached, but nobody's detecting him, so he's safe. Very lucky in this situation.
Well, CVR continues their push now. Mazepan's Hindenburg now into the bottom end of C, holding those points back, trying to flip it, but he's under focus fire as the only ship currently in the cap. Takama's Henry following up right behind him. Looks like he'll be on the edge of the cap shortly as the gearing has doubled back. Who is that? Is that Fuzzballs?
Fuzzballs. That is
Fuzzballs.
Fuzzballs, indeed.
There he is, working the far side of C there. They've spotted him. He's lots and lots of shells going in his direction.
Yeah, Takama shot AP at him. I don't know why he shot AP.
Probably what he had loaded.
Yeah.
Fuzzballs takes a little damage there.
Unsuccessfully.
Now, what's interesting, you see this Montana Owner X here, Elite Owner X up on the northern end of A, right? Like that's a great position for him. He's going to have amazing flank shots at these Calavera cruisers as they try to push through C.
Yeah, I mean, noticing that they've indeed gone hard to C, that means that they can really focus on the southern push. And that's what I meant earlier about how, CVR is forced to push into C cap, while the others, they can just position themselves however they want.
Well, they're doing it here. 5 minutes gone, and the Calavera still has not made any forward progress in their points. X continues to tick up A, but both other caps remain contested as the violent air war over B continues, trying to keep Mameo's gearing from getting spotted and gunned down. The Calavera Midway really holding his own here, doing a great job despite being down 2 fighter squadrons.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Yeah, he's doing a brilliant job with his fighter handling there. Now, you can't see this, but I just glanced at the minimap. The CVR Midway is now sending a torpedo strike up the 10 line. Presumably, he's going to go fish for that Montana and try to knock some damage into him. X's Des Moines now, pushing into the northern end of B, is pretty much going to drive Mameo out. I don't know how he's going to be able to try and contest this cap now with a Des Moines there. Well...
No, meanwhile, the Montana on CVR side, is almost half health now. Not in a good position.
The one in the cap. Nico.
Yeah, resets continue as well.
Yep, they still haven't capped yet. Almost 200 points down now with 7 minutes gone here on Islands of Ice.
Yep, Yamato here, Albino, is complaining. He is on fire and most likely going to be on fire for a while. But that's okay. He's got the HP to trade
that's
as
his
he
job,
shoots
man.
the Montana.
All right, I think CVR is finally going to pick up C here. Yes, there they go. As their team continues to push through. Now, there's a Hindenburg up here with this Midway that we hadn't seen before. Yep. And one of the Hikaru fighters rotated back there. I guess that torpedo attack got sussed out because they turned around. Now they're headed back down the 10 line.
Yeah, the bombers noticed them, and there's pinging on the main map. They're aware of it. They know it. As the Montana is going to take a torpedo on the bow, and it's also on fire.
And he's got shells coming in from the north from both the Hindenburg and the Montana on his flank. He's still exposed outside of that island. He's on fire and presumably flooding.
He's pushing. They're being forced to push through C, which makes sense, but they're paying a heavy price to do it.
Well, CVR has given up a tremendous amount of health as they suffered the first casualty of the match here, losing a battleship just outside of C.
How about this Des Moines? Here it comes. Here it comes. Watch the Des Moines down south. Yamato shells folded 1,000 times, folks. Oh, big hit. We don't know
which
how
Des
much,
Moines?
though. The one that was in C cap.
There's 2 in C cap. Which one did you have spotted?
Northern parts.
He didn't take a single point of damage.
Wow, interesting.
They all missed.
Explosions.
Maybe the one bounced? I don't know. He didn't take any damage.
Weird.
Mameo now back into B as Calavera trails now by over 300 points. Down a ship and down a cap here, trying to stem the bleeding as they rotate some cruisers back to deal with this Montana Hindenburg push that's looped around through A.
Montana just smacks Duzkic.
Yeah, I see it. I see it now.
The one I was talking about was Paco Burrs.
Yeah, he didn't take much. He didn't look like he took any damage.
Hindenburg is taking some shots from the Yamato as well. Those are some pretty bad pens.
Yeah, that Hindenburg needs to be moving. See, this is the thing with cruisers, right? Like if you're gonna run, oh, that's a big hit now.
Oh yeah.
Duke repairing, but on less than 5,000 HP here, he needs to get unspotted, but that's gonna be tough. They have no idea where the enemy gearings are. He's probably gonna die here to these Yamato shells, and there he goes.
Yep, gone. So this is the angle that our Montana has here. I mean, look at this. Look at these beautiful shots as they come in.
Yep. Montana Hindenburg push around through A, coming down this 8 line here now, really giving Calavera a tough time. Paco trying to get into the bottom end of B, reversing now to avoid these torpedoes, but under consistent fire from something he can't see, that Hindenburg lobbing HE at him from way over on the 8 line. And he has no eyes over there.
Too.
Yamato shells coming in on Paco. A little bit of damage, 2-3K there. He's the lowest ship on the board, other than, well, where's
Kilomaximus down south.
Yeah, as I say, Kilomaxim's Hindenburg way over on the 1 line. But I suspect Paco will be out here shortly. He's got both battles. He's pinned between both battleships. He really has nowhere good to run. As long as he's spotted, he's in trouble.
Oh, there goes our death here.
CVR bags their first kill to close the gap, but it's not much of a closure. They're still almost over 350 points behind.
This is why it's so important to have control of the map and to have the caps.
Indeed.
If things go the way they are, nobody dies on either side. 4 minutes and the match is over. 4 minutes.
Indeed. Match is over halfway gone now as CVR's gearing rotating back to at least get eyes on this Hindenburg in Montana crawling down the 8 line. I'm a little surprised that the Calavera Midway didn't try to get over there and put some eyes on him. Paco looks like he ducked too close to this island. I think he's going to be out here. There he goes.
Yep.
Hindenburg bags him. He was spotted somehow. Probably the gearing. Hard to say, but Deletion doing a brilliant job of vision control, having all the vision they need exactly when they need it, and it is definitely paying off for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this Yamato is trying to do. His guns are facing north, and there's really nobody he can shoot at north. But he is coming about. And he's got a broadside Hindenburg to shoot at.
Well, what's interesting is that CVR has no eyes on him. We can't even see it. We can't see anybody over there but the Hindenburg.
Yeah. He's in smoke, so that
really?
would explain it a
the
little
gearing
bit.
smoked him so he could turn?
Yes.
The smoke doesn't even render on my screen. That's really irritating.
Get a better computer.
No, I'm blaming Wargaming for that one. So, Octavian, this is your fault. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, rip.
Mameo's gearing about to get spotted over here on the 8 line. Hindenburg and Montana gunning for him here. He's spent all game at B trying to hold back the points, but it's all been for naught here as CVR falls almost 500 points behind with 8 minutes to play.
Interesting, the Yamato still hasn't bothered to open fire. And this does have Yamamoto on him, because I think that's the special flag. Maybe not.
The one destroyer strategy for CVR just not paying off here on Islands of Ice. Their sole destroyer now getting focused down all by himself. Literally, no planes, no support, nothing over here on the 8 line as he burns to death in smoke. And he will be out momentarily.
There goes the Yamato. Boom. Down he goes.
That puts X up to within 40 points of victory here. Game should be over momentarily unless CVR bags a quick kill that we don't see coming. There aren't really any vulnerable ships that I see.
How about we just enjoy the beauty that is this game?
There comes X with the GG here. Ross TH is Montana taking more torpedoes there. Got a decent cross torp. Seconds remain here.
Yamato did a wonderful job of taking his time, and it's paying off big. Oh.
There we go. Deletion bagging game 1 here on Islands of Ice in this elimination round match in King of the Sea North America.
Just like to point out, I came in second on the scoreboard. And where are you, Raptor? Oh, you're in 5th.
Whatever.
Now, when it comes to plane kills, Midway and Hakuryu leading both sides there. Kind of interesting.
Indeed. You know, I felt like that match is a really good showcase of why Midway is probably just outclassed in this kind of event, because he just didn't have enough squadrons to keep eyes on everybody where he really needed it. One destroyer. Have you ever seen a team only take one destroyer, Zaf?
No, that is interesting.
I've never seen that, and it definitely cost CVR. I think that was an interesting comp choice that did not clearly was a big Achilles heel of their team. Well,
we kind of called it early. That destroyer definitely caused some issues.
Well, he did a lot of work. He did a lot of good work in B, right? Dodging planes, dodging torps, staying unspotted when he could.